Have you ever wondered what could go so wrong in a simple diving trip that it could turn into a fatal tragedy? Today, we will reveal the heartbreaking story of Ricard and Denisio, two friends whose adventurous spirits led them into a cave they could never escape. This is the Ricard and Denisio tragedy explained. Ricard and Denisio were longtime friends who shared a passion for diving. The love for adventure and exploration often brought them to various underwater caves. Both were experienced divers, but their eagerness to push their limits would ultimately cost them dearly. They're known in the diving community as skilled yet bold, often tackling dives others would avoid. Their confidence sometimes made them overlook critical safety measures, believing their experience could get them through any situation. This time, their confidence will be tested beyond their limits. On July 19, 2014, Ricard and Denisio, along with the two other friends, decided to explore the Kov Del Arase cave. Known for its dangerous structure and lack of exploration, the cave was a tempting challenge for the thrill seekers. As they dived deeper into the cave, the group faced unexpected difficulties that would soon spiral out of control. Their initial excitement soon turned into a struggle for survival as the reality of the cave's dangers set in. One of the crucial errors made by Ricard and Denisio was forgetting their guideline rope. This rope is vital for divers as it helps them navigate back to the entrance in poor visibility conditions. Without it, they were left vulnerable in the dark, silt-filled cave, making it almost impossible to find their way back. This oversight was a small mistake that turned catastrophic as the dive progressed. Their confidence blinded them to the importance of the simple safety measure, a decision that would have grave consequences. As they ventured deeper, the lack of a guideline would become their greatest challenge. Kov Del Arase cave was notorious for its treacherous conditions. The cave's soft clay walls and silty floor could easily be disturbed, reducing visibility to zero. Even experienced divers could lose their way in such an environment. Additionally, the cave structure was complex and unfamiliar, adding to the risk. The cave's remote location also meant that rescue efforts would be challenging and slow. Divers often face unexpected currents and tight passages that could trap them. The cave's dangers were known, but Ricard and Denisio's adventurous spirit pushed them to explore it despite the risk. As Ricard and Denisio ventured deeper into the cave, their fins disturbed the silt on the floor, creating a cloud that enveloped them in darkness. Realizing the danger, they decided to turn back, but it was too late. The silt had reduced their visibility to nothing, and without guideline rope, they were lost. The more they moved, the worse the visibility became. Ricard and Denisio grew desperate as they tried to find the cave's entrance. They couldn't see and felt more scared. They knew they had little air and needed to get out fast. Every time they tried to move, they got nowhere. Their hearts beat fast and they used up more air quickly. Each minute felt very long as they searched blindly for an exit. The quiet cave, broken only by their heavy breaths, reminding them of the danger. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, Denisio noticed a small ray of light. Believing it could be their way out, they swarmed towards it. The light led them to a narrow crack in the cave wall, just wide enough for them to squeeze through. This glimmer of hope gave them the strength to keep fighting. They struggled through the tight passage, each movement bringing a mix of pain and relief. The thought of fresh air and sunlight pushed them onward, despite their exhaustion. This ray of light was their lifeline, a small miracle in a desperate situation. The crack led them to an air pocket in a parallel cave. Exhausted and low on air, Ricard and Denisio removed their equipment and breathed in the precious air. They were safe for a moment, but they knew their ordeal was far from over. They had to wait for rescue, hoping their friends had called for help. They used the time to regain some strength, only that every breath they took was precious. The air pocket gave them a fighting chance, but the clock was ticking. Meanwhile, their friends on the surface had alerted emergency services. Spain's Civil Guard quickly organized a rescue operation. Divers, marine biologists, and underwater photographers joined forces to find Ricard and Denisio. The rescue was challenging, but the team was determined to save them. The operation was a race against time, with rescuers battling the same conditions that trapped the divers. The rescue team worked tirelessly, knowing that every minute counted. Their efforts was a testament to a human determination and the will to save lives despite the overwhelming odds. Ricard and Denisio faced another threat: carbon dioxide poisoning. As they breathed, the air in the pocket was replaced with carbon dioxide, slowly poisoning them. Their bodies grew weaker with each passing moment, and their minds clouded with confusion and fear. They knew they were running out of time, but they had a light of hope. Despite their best efforts, Ricard succumbed to carbon dioxide poisoning. Denisio, alone and barely able to stay conscious, clung to life. His friend's lifeless body floated beside him, a grim reminder of their dire situation. Denisio's will to survive kept him going, but he knew time was running out. Thank you for joining us in uncovering the tragic story of Ricard and Denisio. This story is a powerful reminder of the importance of safety and preparation in all our adventures. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more stories and lessons that inspire and educate.